This is a simple but effective heavy strength workout. It's only 3 exercises. It's the jerk, swing, and bent over dead row. You start with 4 jerks on one side, then 4 jerks on the other side. Then you do 4 swings. After that, you do 4 rows on one side and 4 on the other side. Then you do another 4 swings. Now there's plenty of rest between each set of exercises. So you're not going to rush through this, you're going to take your time. Put every inch of effort that you have in those 4 reps. Make sure that they count. Good quality reps. Full height on the swing. A good insert. Same with the jerk. You want to get a good rack. Then push the weight up with your first dip, which is the push press. And then come under the weight with a locked out arm. And then you stand up. Then drop into a rack and repeat. 4 on one side. Lower the weight, take a rest, reset, focus on your next set, focus on your other side. Then you perform 4 reps on your other side. Take another rest, and I recommend you do stretching or mobility work in your rest time. Now, I'm not going to recommend a rest time. You will know what is a good rest time. Your heart rate should be down. You should feel like you're ready to attack your next set, like the first set that you did. The bent over row, you take a step back, you come into a forward lunge position with one foot back and straight. You contract everything. Your glutes are nice and tight to get your hips nice and locked in. That foot that's forward is pushing into the ground. Your abs are engaged. Your spine is nice and neutral. No rounding of the back at all. Then you row. Your elbows are shaving your ribs. Focus on your rear delt and part of your lats. Take your time. Focus on the up just as well as the down. Don't pull it up fast and just drop it down. Own the movement. That elbow that's leaning on that knee, the lat on that side is nice and engaged to create a solid base to pull from. Your swings are nice and explosive. You start dead on the ground with just enough space between you and the kettlebell to hike it back safely. You want to pull that weight back in between your legs. Your forearms are connecting with your thighs. Your spine is still neutral when it hits that back, and then you pull it back out. That pull is created by your pelvis coming upright and your knees extending. Your pelvis is pulled up by your gluteus maximus and your hamstrings. You are pushing those heels actively into the ground, but you're distributing the weight all over your foot. But when you hear press that heel into the ground, it means that you want to contract everything at the back of your leg, the whole posterior chain there. Your hammies are going to be engaged and contracted, and they're going to pull at the bottom of your pelvis. So your gluteus maximus are going to pull at the top of your pelvis. The hamstrings are going to pull on that pelvis at the bottom. Your spine is going to be rigid and placed on top of your pelvis, and it does nothing but just follow along and sit on there in a rigid structure protected by your abdominals and the rest of your core muscles. Use your resting time properly. Stretch those glutes. Stretch those quads. Stretch those calves. Stretch those hip flexors. Stretch those shoulders. Work on mobility. Do what you can in that time. Don't waste your time. Don't just wait 2 or 3 minutes and do nothing. Spend it on yourself. This is quality time. A good rest in between the sets is what you need to be able to put in 100% every time and end with the same kind of intensity that you started with. The reps are kept nice and low. At the beginning of your program, you start with 4 reps. As you progress, 2 weeks in, you go to 5 reps. As you progress, 4 weeks in, you go to 6 reps. Then you go down again. The second time around you go through this program, you can increase the weight. Or you can stay at the same weight and just increase the amount of volume that you do in a session. Now 20 to 30 minutes is about all you need, but it does depend on how much rest you take. Get about 5 or 6 rounds in.